Welcome to 6.4, Evaluating Algebraic Expressions. Please pause your video, complete the lesson opener, questions 1 through 6, and then begin playing it so you can check your answers. Simplify using the correct order of operations. So PEMDAS tells me that I have to do parentheses first. There's no parentheses here, so I'll move on. Next would be exponents. So I'm going to start there. 3 squared is 9. Next in PEMDAS would be multiplication. So I'm going to do 9 times 4, which is 36. And last would be addition and subtraction, whatever comes first, left to right. So I'm going to start with my addition, and then I'm going to subtract. In number 2, I see parentheses, so I'm going to start in the parentheses first. Inside the parentheses, I see exponents, so I'm going to start there. Still inside the parentheses, 2 plus 9 is 11. Next in PEMDAS, I would have to multiply and then subtract to get 39. First in PEMDAS, be parentheses. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Next would be exponents. 3 squared is 9. Multiplication. 9 times negative 1 is negative 9. And then addition. 2 plus negative 9 is negative 7. Evaluate the following when x is negative 2 and y is 3. So I'm going to plug those values in first. I'll have to do my exponents first. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And then I can just multiply across. 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24. I'm going to plug in my values. 2 times y would be 2 times 3, minus x, which is negative 2, plus 4. Order of operations, I'll have to do my multiplication first. 2 times 3 is 6. I'm going to rewrite this as addition. And now I can just add straight across. 6 plus 2 plus 4 is 12. Plugging in my values, I get negative 2 squared minus 3 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 minus 9, I will have to add the opposite. 4 plus negative 9 is negative 5. So we're going to continue evaluating, which means they're going to give us what x and y equals. This time they're going to be fractions, a little different than they've been before. We're going to plug them in to solve. Evaluate 2xy when x is 1/3 and y is 5/7. 2 times 1/3 times 5/7. I'm going to place the 2 over 1 so that I can multiply straight across with my fractions. First, check to see if I can cross cancel, and I can't. Multiply the numerators. 2 times 1 times 5 is 10. And 1 times 3 times 7 is 21. It's in simplest form, so I'm done. Evaluate x over y plus 3y over z when x is negative 3, y is 4, and z is 7. So I'll plug in my values. Negative 3 over 4 plus 3 times 4 over 7. Now I'm going to multiply first to get 12 over 7, and realize that I cannot add these because they do not have common denominators. Well, I can change them to have common denominators. I can multiply negative 3/4 by 7 over 7, and 12 over 7 times 4 over 4, to give them a common denominator of 8, not 8, 28, negative 21 over 28, and 48 over 28, and then I can rewrite it in my original problem. I can add the numerators. Negative 21 plus 48 gives me positive 27, which is in simplest form, so I'm finished. Okay, let's throw in one with decimals. Evaluate 5x minus 12y when x is 0.4 and y is negative 2.05. So I'm going to plug it in. 5 times 0.4 minus 12 times negative 2.05. Okay, if you want to come over to the side and stack to multiply, you can. 5 times 4 is 20. 0 times 5 is 0 plus 2 is 1. Move the decimal place over one spot. I think I said plus 2 is 1, plus 2 is 2. My bad. Okay, I can stack and add over here, or multiply. I'm going to move it over 2 places to get 24.6. Okay, watch your signs here. I had a negative times a positive, which is a negative. I see 2 minus signs. I can change that to addition for a final answer of 26.6. Please pause the video. Complete skill check 1, which is questions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you can come back on to check your answers. Number 1, 34 over 15. Number 2, negative 166. Number 3, 65 over 9. And number 4, 7 over 4. Evaluate 4x squared y when x is 3 and y is negative 1/6. So I'm going to plug everything in first. Okay, order of operations would tell me to do the exponents first. 3 squared is 9. Now I'm going to change them all to fractions so I can multiply across easier. Okay, and I can cross cancel. I can take a 3 out of here and a 3 out of here. You may notice you can cross cancel again. I can take a 2 out of here and a 2 out of here. 2 times 3 is 6. Times negative 1 is negative 6. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And I can simplify it to be negative 6. Evaluate negative 3x minus 2xy plus 9y when x is 1/2 and y is 9. So plugging it in, negative 3 times 1/2 minus 2 times 1/2 times 9 plus 9 times 9. So I'm going to rewrite this so that everything is in fraction form. Negative 3 over 1 times 1/2 minus 2 over 1 times a half times 9 over 1 plus 9 over 1 times 9 over 1. So now start with your multiplication. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. 2 times 1 is 2. I can cross cancel here. 1 times 9 is 9, and 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 9 times 9 is 81 over 1. Now, in order for me to solve this one, because I'm adding and subtracting, I need to have common denominators. So it looks like my common denominator is going to be 2. Now I'm going to rewrite my problem. Okay, negative 3 over 2 minus 18 over 2. It's the same thing as plus negative 18. So I get negative 21 over 2. Negative 21 plus 162 gives me 141 over 2. And I can leave that as is. All right, evaluate 2x divided by 3y cubed minus, in parentheses, 4y minus 3x, when x is 6 and y is 2. So plugging everything in, that would be 2 times 6 over 3 times 2 cubed minus 4 times 2 minus 3 times 6. Okay, so I'm going to start to simplify. 2 times 6 gives me 12. In the denominator, I'll have to do my exponents first. 2 cubed is 8, and 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 6 is 18. With PEMDAS, I'm still going to have to be inside my parentheses. 8 minus 18 gives me negative 10. Okay, 12 over 24, I can reduce that to 1/2. I see minus and minus, so I'm going to change that to plus 10. If I rewrite that as a fraction, I get 10 over 1. I can change that to have a common denominator of 2 to be 20 over 2. So my final answer would be 21 over 2. Pause the video, please, complete 1, 2, and 3, and then turn it back on to check your answers. Number 1, 601 over 65. Number 2, 13 over 6. And number 3, 18.495. That is the end of section 6.4. Please check your assignment sheet or Google